Arjun couldn't breathe. His name was now written in the register, as though the curse had already claimed him. Panic surged through him, but he knew running away wouldn't work. He returned to the school, clutching the register and the diary. The air was colder inside, the shadows longer. Desks were overturned as though the children had left in a hurry. He opened Mira's diary again. Suddenly, new words appeared on the page before his eyes. Come to the school, midnight. Bring the truth. His phone showed 11:45 p.m. 15 minutes. At midnight, the classroom filled with whispers. Ghostly shapes of children appeared, sitting at desks, their faces pale and hollow. At the front stood Mira, the same girl from the photo, clutching her locket. You shouldn't have come back, she said softly. Arjun forced himself to speak. Tell me what happened. Why are you trapped here? Tears glistened in her eyes. I was chosen, but I ran. I hid in the school while they begged the shadows to spare them. Because I refused, the entire village was taken. My guilt bound me here. Their souls can't be free. Arjun shook his head. It wasn't your fault. You were just a child. Her voice broke. The curse doesn't care. It wants a soul, a sacrifice. The ghostly children began to chant in unison. One must stay. One must stay. Arjun's blood ran cold. The choice was clear. If he didn't act, the curse would take him. Mira stepped closer, her ghostly hand reaching for his. Will you take my place, Arjun?
The room grew darker, shadows crawling along the walls like living things. The ghostly villagers gathered, their faces twisted in sorrow. Arjun's mind screamed to run, but his heart whispered otherwise. Mira had suffered for decades, trapped by guilt. Could he free her? I don't want to die, Arjun whispered. Mira looked at him with desperate eyes. Then help me. Give me peace. Finish what I couldn't. The shadows surged closer, whispering his name. The register glowed, waiting for him to sign his fate. Arjun gripped the pen, trembling in his hand. For a moment, he imagined his parents, his future, everything he'd lose. But then he looked at Mira, the girl who had carried the weight of an entire village's death. He pressed the pen down and signed his name. The room shook violently. The ghostly villagers screamed, but their cries turned into sighs of relief. One by one, they dissolved into glowing sparks, rising toward the ceiling and vanishing. Mira stood in front of him, tears streaming down her cheeks. Thank you, she whispered. You freed us. She placed the locket in his hand. You will live. The curse is broken. Remember us. Her form flickered, then disappeared into light. Arjun collapsed onto the floor, clutching the locket only to realize his name was still glowing in the register. The curse wasn't finished. Arjun woke to dawn light streaming through the broken roof of the school. The register lay beside him. His name was no longer glowing, but it wasn't erased either. Shaken, he stumbled out of the village. For the first time, the forest path seemed open, welcoming. He made it home, but he wasn't the same. His grandmother took one look at him and wept. You saw them, didn't you? She whispered. Arjun nodded. He handed her the locket. She's free now. Weeks passed. Life returned to normal, or seemed to, but strange things began to happen. Shadows lingered longer in his room. At night, he still heard faint whispers calling his name. One evening, he opened the register again. His name was still there, but now, beneath it, appeared a chilling new line. Arjun Mehta, Keeper of the Truth. His hands shook. The curse hadn't ended, it had only changed. He realized the horrifying truth. He hadn't freed the village completely. He had inherited their secret. He was now the one bound to carry their story, to keep the memory alive. Because forgetting was what doomed them in the first place. Arjun looked at the locket glowing faintly on his desk. He whispered to himself, "This isn't over. The forest will call again." And somewhere, deep within the trees, the whispers answered, series ending. A new page appeared in the diary overnight. 4 words, written in blood-red ink: "We are coming back."